you don't need a game engine to make a game. And in this video, I'm going to show you 3 projects that I made, which show how easily you can make some very cool games without a game engine. And some of them are simple, some of them are a little more complicated, but it illustrates that you can make all sorts of different types of games and sometimes have even more fun with it if you don't use a game engine like Unity or Unreal or Godot. Because these two, they're big, they're complicated, and Godot, it's a bit cheaper, a bit smaller, still though, really complicated. So I don't want you using any of these, especially if you're a starter programmer. And that's why I'm going to show you 3 projects. We're going to start off with a text-based game. We're going to start off with a visuals-based game, which still is based on text, but it's a snake game, so it's visual. You're going to be able to see the snake going up and down and stuff. And then I'm going to show you a different game with the previous 2 being in Python. The next one will be in Java. It'll actually be a 3D game made in Java using a singular library. I say singular. Like, there's multiple dependencies, but it's still only going to be using one main library to get the screen stuff and to draw on the screen. And that's it, basically. It's just that way we don't have to make things in the terminal like I did with the snake game. Anyways, I'm going to go over them, and let's get into the first one, which is one of my favorite games that I've ever made. I call it Liego. Don't ask why. Let me show it to y'all real quick. So this is Liego. I call it Liego 196. Why? There's 196 countries in this game. And the entire concept of this game is you get prompted for a question, or for a letter, and you have to name a country that starts with the letter. And basically what it does is it checks to see if you've already said that country before, and if you haven't, then it's like, alright, you're cool. And if you get all 196, it resets. And I think the point system that I have right now is really simple. My goal would be you have a time limit. I don't think there's a time limit yet, because I will admit there are limitations if you don't use the game engine. But let me just show y'all real quick what I was able to create using this basic text-based game. And I will admit there are a couple of really cool things in here that I was also able to do. For example, a spell checker. So it's pretty simple in terms of spell checkers go. Not very good, but that way if you don't know how to spell a country, it still works. So I import this into my thing. Also has something to manage my CSV, which is a little bit more on the complicated side of Python, but it's also really cool, really sick, and overall it's a fun game. So I'm just gonna play one round with y'all real quick. So round 1, your letter is K. I don't know many countries that start with a K, but I think there's something like Kazakhstan. Please excuse my failure. You see, the spell check came in clutch, and it was like, oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. But if we do something dumb here, like swimming pool, it's gonna be like no, and then it lists all the answers, and then it lets you save your score. So we'll put our channel name real quick, and I can save the score here, and it shows you that, well, I'm tied for first. And I can also view the leaderboard. I can play again, or I can press enter to end. And using these text-based games, you can really, if you think about it creatively, you can build some really, really cool things. And that's our first game. Just a simple text-based game, which you can make quizzes, like all sorts of things. Your imagination is your limit, as well as visuals, I guess. So you have a little bit of limits here. But not if you take it up a notch and go with visuals in the terminal. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, I'm going to kind of have to show y'all, because this uses only these libraries, and yet it creates the entire snake game in under 150 lines of code. And now the dependencies, we have term color, which lets you do colored text, threading, which I'll have to explain that later, random, comes with Python. Sys comes with Python. Time allows you to sleep and wait. Set the frame rate. I'll go back to threading real quick. Threading allows you to run multiple game loops, one listening for the user input and one displaying the board where the snake is. And I'll just show it to y'all real quick because the code is a bit complicated. Drop a comment if you want me to cover how any of these work. I'll give a tutorial. If you want to see how Lego works or Snake Game works, just drop a comment and I'll see it and I'll probably do a video on it. Anyways, let's get this playing in the terminal. We go big and wow. So you can see we have right here in the middle of the screen, we have a snake. It's a single green hashtag going across the screen. And now, y'all might not be able to see it, but I'm going to press S right now. So there's an S, if you can see it. And then I press enter, and then it sends the input, and then it changes the direction that the snake is going. And I'm not sure if I'm good enough to, actually complete this. It looks like it's going to take a while. But if you do get an apple, it will extend the snake. I really want to show this to y'all because I just want y'all to know that this works and that I'm not bluffing, because that part is one of the more complicated parts for it. It says game over, 0 points. I didn't implement the replaying system just because of how complicated this thing is. Anyways, if we keep on rerunning it enough, I might be able to get something going here. Alright, right here. I'll get the apple, show y'all that this thing works, and then we'll move on to the next one. We're close. And boom, now we have 2 and a new apple spawns. And this is actually highly customizable as well, seeing how you made it without a game engine. So I can change the screen, I can change the height, I can change the pace, all sorts of things. It is a bit difficult because I don't have a game engine, so the width has to be an odd number because of the way I made this. I know it's weird. I have to start the score at -1. Yes, it's weird. It's not ideal, but I'm just here to show y'all that you can make whatever you want to make in wherever you want to make it. Because somebody had to build this stuff from scratch. And that just gets overstated in my next project, which is called render.java. This one isn't actually a game, but it could very easily be, and it shows you how you can make things from scratch. I covered this in a video a while ago. First of all, don't be intimidated by any of this. If you haven't seen Java before, you have to import a lot of stuff in Java. Besides the utilities, we have this stuff manages the screen, and then this stuff listens for keys. That way I can move around and stuff. It also has does stuff, I don't know. Utilities comes with Java, so wouldn't have to worry about that. That's like a list, a Python list. It's silly stuff. But anyways, this one took me a while to make, but it's only 300 lines of code. And this is a full-on 3D renderer. And the way I built it, choosing to make it in Java, I can use its object-oriented programming focus to really extrapolate, this whole thing into a game, quite simply. It wouldn't be too complicated for me to do that. But I'll just run it for y'all real quick, that y'all know that this works as well, because it is pretty crazy, I have to admit. And the fact that you don't need a game engine for this. All this stuff that I just wrote up in code, game engines do. But if you really don't want to use a game engine, you really don't have to. Now, disclaimer, game engines are really fast, which is partially why I chose Java for this instead of Python as well, because Java's a little bit faster than Python. But to actually make this efficient, you would need to use some really efficient languages, and some really efficient, methods of doing things. But you can do it, and that's really what matters, because when you learn programming, you can do anything, basically. So we're just going to wait for this to run. Doesn't want to run. Okay. I'm not scared at all. This is just a video. It's not like I need you to run or anything. So we'll just give the code a couple of seconds real quick and see if this thing will boot up. I promise it will eventually. And here we have it. This is the 3D renderer I built from scratch. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I would explain the concepts, or you could watch my video. I won't link it or anything, but you can go to my channel and watch the video. But basically, you can press the forward arrow. You go forward. A, it works. You can go backwards. And then the arrow keys turn it. And then you can go forward in that direction. So this is my thing. A little buggy, yes. But like, it's pretty solid, I would say. If you're just trying to make a game without a game engine and you're just trying to do stuff, I mean, this is pretty cool. And now I'm not gonna say you should go out and do this one as your first project, like, oh, I want to make a game, let me make a 3D game. Oh, I wouldn't do this. I spent so long making this. But Lego, like, the first game I made was Lego. That was one of my first programs that I ever made. And it was really, really cool. Even now, I think it's really, really cool. So just make whatever you want to make. If you want to make it 3D, don't until you know it. Like, other than that. But, like, if you have an idea for a game, dude, just make it. You don't need an engine. You can figure stuff out. Use the internet. The internet, very useful. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you go out and make some super cool games on whatever platform you want. Make it in your terminal. Make it in Unity. Make it in real life. Go outside and touch grass. Anyways, like and sub. Hope you have an amazing day. And I'll see you on the next one.